So a rumor came out last night that star outfielder Ronald Acuna Jr. Expressed frustration, which we already know, with his current contract that he signed, and he's requested a trade from the Atlanta Braves. So if that is true, and it has not been corroborated by any other sources yet, but it's kind of floating around Twitter, which is why I'm saying if it's true, then the Yankees need to be dead serious about this guy. Okay? He's 25 years old. Now, he initially signed an 8-year, $100 million kind of extension, which bought out, and he signed it during his pre-arb. So bought out, pre-arb and arb and added a bunch of years. And he's not going to be a free agent until 2029. He's got 4 years left at $17 million per. Okay? And then 2 more club options also at $17 million per, which takes him through his 2028 season. So it would have 6 more years of potential control from a team. But he expressed frustration, I think mainly because, guys, once he signed that, then guys like Wander Franco signed an even bigger contract, and even some of his teammates recently have signed bigger contracts. But again, this is something he signed when he was like 21 years old. So this is essentially going to take him through his 25 to 30 seasons. So prime years, yes, and he is a star player. He's fully healthy again. So if it's true, whether he's lefty or not, the Yankees have to be looking at him as an outfielder option, because they are still looking to fill the left field spot. Now, it's going to cost a boatload because he is a star player. But if he did ask for a trade, that could take some of the leverage away from the Braves. But we'll see what happens there. Okay, I'm waiting for the sources themselves, the main sources, to corroborate this and confirm that this is accurate. Okay, but again, if it is, Yankees need to pounce. They've got to pounce. So, and again, it will cost a ton, and it's going to cost more than trading for a guy like Bryan Reynolds, most likely. It's going to. I don't think it'll cost. Well, it's going to cost more in trading for anybody that might be available right now, in my opinion. So I don't think it's going to cost as much as Juan Soto, but it's going to be up there. So that's, obviously buyer beware. But again, he's young, approaching his prime years, and this is the type of guy you trade for. Even though Bryan Reynolds is only 28 now, this kid's 25. So, but you got a prime player who might be available now at a position now. It's also, if that happens, then they're probably going to have to move one of these outfield prospects like a Jasson Dominguez or an Everson Pereira or even potentially a Spencer Jones, because they're not going to have a spot for them anymore, because you have Judge locked up in right field where he should be. If they don't lock up Harrison Bader in center, that might be available at some point, but they're going to have to give up one or maybe even 2 of our outfield prospects to get this guy Acuna. So that's the other situation here. But I wanted to get this news out to you because, again, if it turns out to have teeth, this is going to be pretty significant, and some team is going to go hard after him if it's true. So, but I want to know what you think. Now, there's some other signings that happened over the last day or so, and by the way, these rumors came out last night. So, the Cubs signed one of the Yankees' bullpen targets, Michael Fulmer, and this is on MLBTradeRumors.com. Okay. Now, all these next signings are on MLBTradeRumors.com. So, Cubs signed Michael Fulmer. They've added another piece to their bullpen on a pretty extensive offseason. Okay? And recent outfield target David Peralta, who's a little bit older, outfield target for the Yankees, has signed a 1-year deal with the Dodgers. Okay, and it's about... The details of Fulmer's deal are not out yet, but Peralta's deal is $6.5 million with incentives that could take him up to about $8 million. For one season. So it looks like they're just putting basic role players around here to try to fill up that roster so that they can get ready for a big offseason, potentially a big trade deadline too, but a huge offseason next year. They have to re-sign Julio Urias, and obviously they're going to be one of the favorites to go after Shohei Ohtani. So even though the Angels are probably going to make a hard run as well, I think he's going to want to go to a consistent winner, and that's going to be the Dodgers. And I still think they're going to be good this year regardless. So they signed David Peralta. And lastly, the Houston Astros lock up one of their young star pitchers, Christian Javier, to a 5-year, $63 million extension. So, smart move. Again, locking up one of their young pitchers so that they're not losing a pitcher in free agency like they lost Justin Verlander. So, smart move. I wouldn't be surprised if they locked up Framber Valdez at some point and just get these young kids in the fold and lock up Kyle Tucker. Some of the big pieces, kind of do what the Braves are doing, locking up a bunch of players. So it would be a smart move, and this is a good deal for guys like Christian Javier and some of these guys. Rather than waiting to pay him $200 million, which is something I hope the Yankees do, lock up some of the young kids that they prove to be the real deal, whether it's Peraza or Volpe or Oswaldo Cabrera or some of these other guys. If they prove to be the real deal and can handle baseball at the major league level, particularly in New York, it would be wise for the Yankees to buy out some of these years and maybe get them on the fold until they're 29 or 30. Get up most of their prime years rather than paying for the back end of a bunch of prime years and decline years. So I hope they're taking notice here, because this is happening more often around baseball. But again, going back to Ronald Acuna, let me know what you think. We'll talk about this tonight in the live stream too. And be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet, especially if you enjoy this content and anything pertaining to the Yankees. We're going to talk about this one because this is going to be an interesting discussion. We'll talk about some other stuff as well. But if this thing is got teeth, this is going to be one of the bigger things. And it's going to probably intensify pretty quickly because spring training is a couple days away. But the fact that it came out last night and hasn't been backed up by other sources, I mean, it could be, I don't know, but it's an interesting rumor. It's really an interesting rumor. So, like I said, if it does come out to be true, I'll be putting all the details out on it for you. But anyway, have a great weekend, okay? I hope you watch the Super Bowl tomorrow. Let me know who you're rooting for in the comments, okay? And I'm hoping to talk to you all tonight in the live stream. Over and out, gang. Talk to you later.